Okay, so let's just get right into it. The whole way we find stuff online, it's going through this massive, fundamental shift. We're moving from a world of search engines to a world of AI-driven answers. So what in the world does that mean for your brand? Let's find out. I mean, really think about this for a sec. When someone fires up ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude and asks a question about your industry, does your brand's name even come up? This is the core problem we're going to unpack today.
And this isn't just some random thing. It actually has a name, the new visibility gap. It's this really tricky spot where, even websites that are absolutely crushing it with their traditional SEO are suddenly, poof, invisible.
And this slide right here, it just lays it all out, plain and simple. We're leaving behind that old world, right? The world of keywords, fighting for that #1 spot, getting those blue links. The new game is all about questions and direct answers. And the main goal? It's not to be #1, it's to be cited, to be the source. And this is the real kicker. This is the part that just blows people's minds. All that time, all that money, all that effort to get to the top of Google, it doesn't guarantee a thing anymore. These AI engines are playing a whole different ballgame. Okay, so why is this happening? To really get our heads around this visibility gap, we've got to look under the hood at how these AI engines actually work. See, Google's job was to give you a list of links, right? A menu of options. AI engines, totally different. They synthesize information. They pull from all over to create one single cohesive answer. They're not just looking for keywords. They're hungry for clean, structured data. We're talking about things like schema markup. And they need to see verified, authoritative citations to trust what they're reading. And honestly, most websites just aren't built for that. So that brings us to a kind of scary question, doesn't it? If your website isn't speaking the language that AI understands, if it's not set up to be trusted, are you basically becoming invisible to this whole next generation of search? All right, enough doom and gloom, right? Let's talk about the fix. To actually win here, we need a whole new playbook, a new vocabulary. So say hello to AEO and GEO. First up, AEO, which stands for Answer Engine Optimization. I want you to think of this as the absolute foundation. This is all about getting your foot in the door. It's the work you do to make sure your brand even gets cited or mentioned when an AI is putting together an answer. And then you've got GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. So if AEO is getting your foot in the door, GEO is what puts you on stage in the spotlight. This is the next level. This is about making your content so good, so feature-ready, that it gets that prime real estate in the AI overview boxes and snippets. So here's the crucial takeaway. You absolutely need both. They're not separate things. They work together. AEO gets you the mentions, Geo turns those mentions into featured placements. You put them together, and that's how you get total dominance in this new world. It's that classic 1-2 punch. I absolutely love this quote from the source material because it just nails the difference so perfectly. One gets you into the conversation, the other makes you the star of the conversation. Simple as that. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. What does actually optimizing for AI answers look like on a practical level? Well, it really comes down to 3 main steps. First, you've got to create content that AI can actually read and understand easily. That means taking things like your FAQs and turning them into what we can call answer cards. Just super clear, concise answers to very specific questions. Step 2 is getting the technical stuff right. Automating your structured data, your schema, so you're basically putting little labels on your content that tell the AI exactly what it's looking at. And finally, step 3, you have to watch it like a hawk. You have to monitor your citations across all these AI platforms in real time to see what's hitting and what's missing. And let me tell you, when you get this right, the results are just, wow, they're pretty dramatic. Let's take a quick look at the kind of impact we're talking about here. Okay, get this. Companies that put these strategies into play see their AEO scores jump by an average of 95%. That's not just a little bump. That's a massive leap in how these AI engines perceive their content as valuable. And that huge score increase, it translates directly into getting 10 times more AI citations. We're talking 10 times as many mentions, which means way more visibility and way more authority in your space. But here's the number that really matters to the business, right? The bottom line. We're seeing a 4.2 times return on investment in just the first 90 days. So this isn't about looking good, this is about driving real, measurable growth. And that's not just a statistic on a slide. Here's what it looks like for a real company. Sarah Henderson over at TechFlow said they went from getting 0 citations to being featured in ChatGPT responses in less than 3 weeks. I mean, come on, that's a total game changer for their marketing. So let's wrap up with this thought. The very definition of being visible online has changed right under our feet. It's not about climbing a list of links anymore. It's about being the trusted source, the go-to answer that an AI relies on. And the only question you have to ask yourself now is my brand part of that conversation?